wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirst.
Welcome back to the Crypto Plebs channel. It's your boy Jumpman Crypto. Shout out to everybody in the Plebs Discord and shout out to my KGU family. Make sure you guys tap in with your boy. Turn them notification bells on. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. Tap in. Your boy got them vibes, man. We were crushing it all last week. Man, we're still doing it, baby. We set out an alert. I gave alerts to both families to take some profits. We had that nice little pullback. And now we are getting ready to strategize our next buy zones where we can take this back to the tippity top and do it all over again, rinse and repeat. If you boys were tapping in with me, leave me some love. Shout out to my boy Keenan Grace, man. He showed me some love on his channel, man. It's just such a blessing to be part of this family and to be along with you guys on the journey, man. It's been just a crazy weekend. I had that convention. Your boy crushed it. I was giving a lot of, alpha to a lot of the veterans here in my area. And it was, really nice to be able to give them, just a different perspective of cryptocurrency. I know a lot of times, people have negative outlooks on it. And it's always great to be able to share these experiences and, different viewpoints and be able to answer questions and, enjoy it with you guys as well. So please, just feel free to always be able to there's no need to ever be hesitant and ask a question with me. I'm not one of these other YouTubers that, are arrogant. I love, to help people. With that being said, let's get into it, guys. We've had a pretty impactful week. Bitcoin looks like it's took a little dump down to the downside. We have an inverted hammer candle on the weekly. That is a little concerning. That usually means a reversal trend to the downside. Don't really know what this candle is trying to form. Earlier it was like a topping tail a little bit. We just need to keep an eye on it, guys. I don't think the cycle's done with, but you never know. This is crypto, so we just need to make sure that we're on our P's and Q's. We have a chart here. We have broke that support here at 95.3 earlier. We came back down. We had this bounce right here at 93.5. Hopefully we can solidify this as a lower high. If not, if we break this 93.5, we could potentially come down here to the next support line at 92.8. If we drop down from there, we could possibly come down and break 90K. We don't want that. Right now it looks like we're neutral on the RSI. So hopefully Bitcoin will find its footing and we'll be okay. We just need to check this out and make sure everything is, holding up. Ethereum is pretty much doing a little bit of nothing like always. We have a few signals that are popping up, the rising wedge, and we have a bullish flag. Could go up or could go down. We had alerted the Discord that we're looking to get in on leverage trades at 1765 between 1755. So we have our alerts ready to go from there. And we're, depending on how this trade goes, we'll probably take it up anywhere between 2,000 to 2,100. We got 10x leverage on it. Hopefully we can print some cash. But also we're just staying a little bit aware of this rising wedge on here. We got to make sure that we are paying attention. We could get a trip down to 1,500 if stuff goes wrong with the FOMC this Wednesday. Our boy Jerome Powell is talking. And hopefully we do get some information other than the economy looks strong. Labor markets, the guy, he's just always like a pull string doll, man. He says the same thing. A lot of people are a little concerned that he doesn't want to cut rates. And I do get it, guys. As long as these labor markets are looking good and there's no need to do it, we could argue that, this guy maybe not wanting to budge from them. And then also there's the tariff uncertainties. But I'm on this other camp, man. I believe these guys have met up secretly. The way I see it is that, they both want to look like the heroes in both these situations. Trump wants to be the guy that saves the economy. He has this superhero complex. And Powell may not be as outspoken as Trump, but he most definitely still has the same viewpoints. He wants to be the guy that saves the U.S. economy from recession and impending doom. So we got two immovable forces, colliding with each other, and only one will win. And at the end of the day, Trump is very alpha like and Chad like, but Jerome Powell is the one with the cards here. So we just got to wait and see what happens. But let's take this time to jump into some of our little fan favorite coins. Let's get down to XRP. I know this is a favorite one in the KGU family. And guys, if you have XRP, spam XRP in the chat. I know a lot of these XRP lovers, man. You guys are most definitely, man. Y'all are gung ho, and you guys are wanting to get these, big pumps on XRP. So hopefully we can make that happen, guys. I know a lot of people are thinking that we may come down here to the lower $2 zones. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see it happening. The closer we get to these ETFs, the closer and the closer I think the goalpost gets moved. The questions that we gotta ask is how high are we going? If you guys are wanting to get in, look, I still stand firm, guys. This 214 that we just touched down right here to this 210, you should be scooping here. Anything below here, this $2 zone, this is very risky. But you got to do you guys. Everybody has their own different opinions, and we respect it. If you guys are cool with waiting on the sidelines, you got to do what you got to do. My main focus is, where are we going? Right now, still stand firm that, 275, $3 is what we got to watch. We have a lot of sell pressure up here. We got a lot of the normies that were buying the tops. They're going to want to be getting out of their bags. And we got even more here at this 338. These poor souls here are trapped and they want to be liberated. So we just got to make sure that we are conscious of this, guys. These people want to get out. So there's going to be sell pressure here, this $3 zone. There's going to be sell pressure here at the 258, sell pressure 320, and sell pressure and 336. If we can clear these levels, it's off to the races. Maybe we can talk about maybe a 450, but we got to wait till we get there, guys. I think we're still a ways away from that, and we got to take this just one day at a time, 1 cent at a time. So when we get there, we'll get there. Then we got good old ETH. Oh, we just did ETH. I'm tripping. Parcels. Man, this was a nice pump, dude. Man, we almost went to 12 cents. Man, if you guys were able to, take some profits there, shout out to you. I took some, I'm not gonna lie, I took a little bit off the table right here. 11 cents, and I, started dabbling back in here. Of course, this is gonna be the target zones. Like I said, guys, if you were able to get this top, man, congrats. If you're able to get down in here, you are a Chad. Guys, could we come down here to this lower 8 cents? Nobody knows, man. But like I said, if you got up here, you sold, and you're entering back over here in this area, you're good. You're almost, adding to your positions plus 30 to 40%. So kudos to you if you guys did that. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm looking long term for this bad boy, man. I'm trying to get this thing back at least 40 cents. We still got a long ways to go, man, to climb up there. So, don't get sucked into too much short-term viewpoints, guys. We are most definitely looking for at least a 40 to 50% parcel. So don't get lost in the sauce, man. And look, there's another coin that I want to talk to you guys about. Morpho. I don't know if you guys have been keeping this on the radar, man, but Morpho has been pretty much steady all week, man. I don't know if you guys are tapped in and watching on X, but Coinbase just launched an advertisement on their newest commercial that was saying you can get loans off of your Bitcoin. And the first thing that I'm thinking to myself is, man, these guys just don't know. They don't know. They don't know about Morpho. They don't know that these loans are backed by Morpho. And Morpho is a Coinbase venture project as well, just like Parcels. And guys, this thing is still on the low, man. We called this thing out at 80 cents. It almost did a 2x, from where we are. We're still watching it. I'm still holding it. Look, could we come down to this $1.15, the $1.20? this is one coin I really don't give a damn about, as far as where it's going, because it's just going up. I'm looking for this $4 to $5. I'm adding, I'm adding, I'm adding. I'm treating this like Parcels. I'm super bullish on it. I'm gonna say it right now. The crypto plebs are adopting Parcels and Morpho. Those are our picks. If you guys are trying to steal them from us, we're gonna have to come see you, because these are ours. Nobody really is talking about these picks, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm also the first person to call Morpho. There's been a few people, but I'm bullish on it. Look, it's DeFi lending, guys. I'm bullish on Arrow. I'm bullish on, Aave, but this is the new kid on the block, and everybody knows that, if Aave is going to be the World Liberty Fi token, Coinbase is the big dog. This is going to be the one that, is on Coinbase. Coinbase is going to want this thing to succeed. So this thing could even go to $10, and I don't like spreading too much hopium, guys. I try to keep it real. I know a lot of people watch the channel now, and my influence is getting a lot bigger, and we most definitely want to stay realistic here, guys. But buy some damn Morpho, okay? Stop being a noob. Stop being a normie. And, look, man, just keep up with the channel. Make strategic buys. Could we come down here to the 90 cents to $1? Of course. You know, set some buy alerts. Most definitely between this, yellow box that I have at 120 to 110. Set some glory plays over here at $1, even 90 cents. I mean, could we even come down here if something goes bad? Of course. But I'm still bullish, guys. I'm still bullish on crypto in the long term. I think Morpho is going to be just fine. Everything looks good on the MACD. Histogram showing volume going up. Everything looks straight to me. Could things change? Of course. It's not immune to market sentiment, but there's a lot of other calls out there, guys. I have a few other ones that I'm getting ready to unleash into the Discord, guys. Look, there's so many communities that are available. I do work in the KGU family, and I do work in my own personal Discord. I recommend being in both. You want to be in both Discords, guys. I know a lot of people that are penny pitching out here, but guys, look, the way to make it is to make sure that you're in the right groups, giving the right alpha, being tapped in, and making sure that you guys are learning. This is what I do, guys. I'm not good at stocks. I'm not good at, calls and options and stuff like that. I'm good at crypto. I'm not going to be the guy fluffing up everything, giving you all the breakdowns of these coins. Look, we do basic research here. Morpho is a Coinbase backed project. It's not some shit token that's on, passed around on X. This is real utility play. XRP's real utility play. Ethereum, Bitcoin, real utility plays. The only risky coin that we have right now is probably Parcels. And like I said, man, you always got to have one of those in your portfolios, guys. And also, if you guys are looking for somewhere to trade these cryptocurrencies, your boy's partnered up with Femex. Your boy's crushing it on Femex right now. We are putting in some crazy volume in. Kai, if you're watching this video, you better give your boy some bonuses, because we're coming with the heat over here in Plebs and the KGU family. And guys, thank you so much for tapping in and listening to me, guys. As you can tell, I'm getting a lot more confident in doing this. I feel like, I'm finding my stride, and I'm going to continue to get better and better and better. And, my goal to one day is hopefully make a career out of this and bless a lot of people, guys. I'm not in here to enrich myself and only myself. I want to take my group with me. I want to see my group thrive with me. And with that being said, I'm out like a scout. You guys stay blessed. To the next one. Plebs to the moon. KGU to the moon. Holla at your boy.